we do gotta address a couple things, a couple heavy hitters in the media as of late. We're gonna call this one, wait, what happened? So I got two videos that I want to share with you all. We're gonna watch one video, then we'll react. Then we'll watch the other video, then we will also react to that one. But yeah, I don't want to talk about it too long. We're just gonna dive into it. So let me pull the share up, share this screen for y'all right here. Audio sounds on. Boom. So we're like, I'm not gonna even tell you. We're just gonna listen to it and then we're gonna go about it. All right, let me full screen this.
Another important part of CES for me is our speech program. I've been receiving speech services since first grade. I attend for Goldman and 2 other students on Fridays. He delivers lessons and helps us fit those skills into our lessons.
Bad schools that like they're too dumb to know they're in a bad school.
Independent in our class.
I mean, but apparently Martin Luther King said it. Like if you train a Black person well enough, they'll know to use the back. You don't have to tell them anymore. They just
Allison Friedman, what you're saying is absolutely hearable here. You've got to stop.
I'm sorry, sweetie. Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
Me and many of the students take our classes and we're students might not be able to have these safe spaces and supports. We should be able to keep our school open. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'll stop it short there just because the rest of it is just kind of like reactionary faces by the different people.
Literally reactionary faces. They was like,
I'm just gonna rewind it just a little bit, just to one more time.
He delivers lessons and helps us fit those skills into our lessons.
Black schools that like they're too dumb to know they're in a bad school.
Independent in our class.
I mean, but apparently Martin Luther King said it. Like if you train a Black person well enough, they'll know to use the back. You don't have to tell them anymore. They just
Allison Friedman, what you're saying is absolutely hearable here. You've got to stop.
Dude at the bottom said,
right,
bro.
I had to take his headphones off. He said, "This is insane."
My man Noah, and who was, I think
Sharice,
it was Kristen Flag, bro. But Noah's initial reaction took me all the way out. My man was like,
they were flabbergasted. I mean,
so
I think it's also interesting to notice the reactions or the lack of reaction from the Black individual, Sequoia, the other man, the woman. It was almost like, this isn't shocking. So whether they knew this woman, it's always kind of, unfortunately, an underlying sense of like, are we surprised? Honestly, that's kind of what their lack of reaction gave.
But to your point, Saran, and further continue on through that video, some other people who like had their cameras off, and those were Black individuals, and everyone, it was as if they like started texting on their phone like, girl, you ain't gonna believe what these just said again. Girl, you like it, that's how they started looking at the camera later down the video, the last 1 minute. But yes, Saran, not phased. They were just like, here we go again.
Here we go again, basically. Here we go again, another one. And the way we're smiling and accepting it, it's like we're not.
And then this is a Hunter College professor who did this.
Wow. And they know who it was, too. They know exactly who it was, man. It's wow.
And that blows my mind of like, why even put yourself in a space where you know this is the population you're going to be interacting with when you know, and I don't know. It's it's frustrating because if those are your feelings, then you don't have to be around it, like you chose to be in this profession, you chose to be at this school and engaged in this program. So if you felt like that, why are you even a part of this team if you're not going to be helpful genuinely?
I can fake it. I can perform as far as the curriculum and whatever is concerned, but my true colors, oops, they came out on a hot night.
Shawty said if you train them well enough, they would just know to come in through the back door. And she said they're too stupid to know or to realize. I was like, bro, this is an 8th grader talking. Like a little 13-year-old girl.
But that goes back to show, that was the whole thing. They don't view children of color as children. That's across brown and black communities, Hispanic and black students. They're often adultified or parentified more than their counterparts. So yeah, that's a child, but to her, maybe she already viewing that 13-year-old girl as being 20 something. She's not innocent or whatever just because she's black or just because all the stereotypical labels. So that's unfortunately disgusting. Truly disgusting.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it was just my man Noah. He did it
The
for me.
reaction was funny.
He set the whole standard, the whole bar for me. My man was like, and then when
he
she
couldn't even
kept
help. It was
going,
so quick.
When she kept going, he was like,
who else is hearing this? It's like,
right? Are y'all hearing this? Oh
he was like, the initial one was what, like when she first said the first part, he was like, wait, what? And then she, huh? And I'm just like, wait, what happened? Like, come on now.
Oopsie.
He was flabbergasted.
Come on now.
Big C, what else you got?
Well, with that, I have another video I would like to share. See if you guys appreciate this one. I want to see your reactions on this. We'll full screen this.
The stars of the film Sinners, Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo, walk on stage to present an award at the British version of the Oscars. Then, out of nowhere, someone in the audience starts shouting obscenities, including the N-word. Both actors are taken aback.
We're here to...
So who would be so offensive? The foul-mouthed insults came from this man, John Davidson. He suffers from Tourette syndrome, a neurological condition that causes involuntary motor and verbal tics. Davidson is the inspiration for the critically acclaimed movie I Swear. The film star Robert Aramayo beat out Timothée Chalamet and Leonardo DiCaprio to win the Best Actor BAFTA.
Robert Aramayo from I Swear.
Later, BAFTA's host Alan Cumming took to the stage and attempted to apologize for the shocking outburst.
The person who has Tourette syndrome has no control over their language. We apologize if you were offended.
But for many, that apology was not enough. Unacceptable, writes Jamie Foxx.
While people do have sympathy for the fact that he does have Tourette syndrome, there's feeling that Black people are being asked to show grace, and grace is not being shown to them about how incredibly powerfully just upsetting this word is.
You can think about it sort of being like the worst thing that could happen at the worst time, where, it could even be that the person is worried that, oh, I might say something like that. And even despite their worry and their attempts at trying to control it, it may still come out.
The shocking outburst happened in front of an A-list audience, including Prince William and Princess Kate, who made their first public appearance since the arrest of the former Prince Andrew over his dealings with Jeffrey Epstein. They had no idea they'd be hearing this.
Wow. And leave it to dog to find this stuff, boy. Use something else. Your research is impeccable.
Who, me? It's on. I ain't finding nothing that ain't on my timeline. If it's coming to the face, if it's coming to my head, we must report. We must
Man.
report.
Well, the boy, the
Who
other guy
wanna take a
behind him,
stab?
he apologized.
And about that apology, very dismissive. The
If
man
you
has
were
Tourette's.
offended,
Sorry if you were offended. What? Like,
Wow.
what?
If I was
Okay, you could say the man has Tourette's. It was an inappropriate comment. We apologize for that. But if you were offended, is very dismissive and not
we're gonna dissect that. Yeah.
surprising.
so before
But
we dive into reactions real quick, let me give you guys the definition of Tourette syndrome. Tourette syndrome is a neurodevelopmental condition that affects about 0.5 to 0.7% of the population. It is characterized by involuntary movements, sounds called tics that usually begin in childhood and for some people continue into adulthood. So, you know, I know quite a few people who had Tourette syndrome coming up through school now that I kind of see it. And even to this point now, you do see people who have tics, not only in the workplace, just around you. And sometimes you notice it. Sometimes you're late to notice it, but it is present. So I guess, and I want to be receptive to both parties when I say this. As far as the Black community, I do agree that yes, around that apology was a little half. Especially the fact that, that it happened with two Black males who had a blockbuster breaking film and presenting an award. All the great things are kind of flowing their way. And then to kind of, I don't want to say rain on their parade, but that just kind of was the little, what it was. As far as the Tourette syndrome, I think that it is a real thing. I do understand that a lot of the times the worst things that could happen will happen when dealing with this syndrome. To me, my only question, and this is a question as far as education purposes goes and me wanting to be educated about this, why of all words was that the word to be said? And the reason I say it like that is because, is that in your vernacular? At no point did you have that outburst regarding the N-word. Was it when two Black men got up there and now you were just like, oh, by the way, those are, and it just
not by the
happened?
way.
Well, not by the way, but you know what I'm saying? Like, and I also want to make note of, did he have other outbursts during this award ceremony while people were coming up? Like, I think that side needs to be shared. We need to see something regarding that about, other parts of his outburst because if it's involuntary and it happens at a frequent rate that a lot of people say it does, he had to have been doing this the entire award show, which then takes me to the next point. You're at the award show, and we know he's going to be somewhat disruptive. So how do we not prepare for this in advance? You know what I'm saying? And why does it take for when two Black men get to the stage, now it's everyone come to the rescue, everyone come to this, that, and the third, like what's happening? We don't know, da, 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 da. And now our world has blown up and fallen apart. You know what I'm saying?
I do like the point you made about was there other outbursts. I think if that could aid at least the backlash of the situation for what was this, BAFTA or whatever the TV
The BAFTA
programming
Awards for
was.
BBC.
I think that could be useful information to know, was he making those outbursts throughout the night? Not saying this one is okay, but I think that is a good point that you made. But like the neuro psychologist said at the end, she was like, it could be related to anxiety of like, I'm concerned that I could say this word and I really don't want to say this word.
Right.
And that's what prompts people to have the outburst even more, that you're so focused on filtering it because you have this condition that's when that involuntary aspect of it comes out. My
And that's true.
issue with the situation is we know these award shows are pre-recorded. Therefore, that didn't even have to be released to the public. Not to say Michael B. and Lindo,
Delroy Linden.
yeah, wouldn't have still been impacted by it, but it definitely did not need to be aired to the public for everybody to know that this happened. It could have been censored out.
They had to, so it wouldn't be out bootleg. And we would have said, "Oh, why you didn't tell us about it? Why y'all tried to conceal this? Why y'all try to keep this?" Because it was coming out. Somebody
So
filmed
from a
it bootleg
standpoint of maybe they tried to protect
to
him if
get in
they
front
censored
of it.
it.
Yes, they were trying to get in front of it and give us the viewing or give us the real taping so that we could have this conversation as opposed to it coming out bootleg. And now they got to explain it. And then before they even get to the subject matter, they had to explain why this happened. It would have been, I could see
Okay,
where,
I hear
I
that.
could see where, yeah,
But
it
the
would have
counter
been.
to that is another director accepted his award speech and said "Free Palestine," yet somehow they found a way to edit that out before the recording came out. You know, director, what's his name? Akinola Davies Jr. He was saying all these great things about this, that, and the third, and he ended his speech with "Free Palestine." Yet somehow they were able to be like, "Oh, nope, we don't want that to air." So again, I 100% agree with you, Hardy. Everything you're saying is true, but it just, for some reason, why are we always picking and choosing when it comes to Black culture or Black people?
And we
You know what I'm saying?
always landing on the
We're always at
always
the
the
brunt.
one
Yeah.
who have to be the one we
apologetic
pick and
and
choose, or for some reason. And then another, to continue on this conversation, you know, because a lot of people were not happy about it. You know, Jamie Foxx said it was unacceptable. He actually went through it. And the unacceptable part was not so much John Davidson, it was the BBC. Why would y'all air that? Like, y'all knew what that was. And not only that, no one from BBC contacted Michael B. Jordan or Delroy Lindo afterwards to apologize on behalf of anything. They thought the host coming out and giving a half-hearted apology would cover that for everybody. And it takes me to someone else, and I kind of want to preface this just a little bit because I know people are touchy on this, but they also brought in, and it's not the same, they also brought in the idea of how quick we are to scrutinize. Like they were saying, they scrutinized and crucified Kanye West, who has a reported and numerously reported mental health issue. But he said something anti-Semitic, yet we canceled him, we destroyed him. He lost millions of dollars of sponsorships and everything. We don't listen to his music anymore. We don't do this, that, and the third. Yet his diagnosis and prognosis aids him from being canceled. It gives him complete support, even though in some ways he did similar things of, I don't want to say hate speech, but, you know, did something against another culture, another ethnicity, another race. So again, I don't want to say whose fault it is, because I've seen, you know, Black people who have Tourette syndrome come to aid John Davidson. So I'm not saying he did something wrong. I'm not saying he wasn't, to Saran's point, he wasn't fighting for his life trying to keep that word coming out. Again, why is that word in your vocabulary? Okay, we get it's, you hear it all the time. You got, by default, social things absorb into your mind. It just, my biggest thing going back to it is, was there other outbursts during this show? Was he saying other things crazy or wild during this show? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seems to me like as soon as the Black people get on stage, now it's like, bam, this is the word
Now
that's
I'm
gonna
fighting
come.
for my life. But were you fighting for your
Yeah.
life the whole show? Yeah, no.
And of
Definitely.
all words, were you saying crazy words? Like, I don't really know too many racial or harsh words against Caucasian white people or anything like that. But when a white lady walked up on stage and this, did you say, go back to the kitchen, or, you know, get your apron, or, you know, something crazy like that? Were you saying things like that? And so that's really kind of where I stand on it. I don't want to kind of pick a side so much, because like I said, I'm for education. I would like to be educated on it. I would love for someone to kind of truly make me understand the scope of Tourette syndrome. But yeah.
Here we go again.
Here we go again. I think to your point, you know, these two stellar actors, and it's like you can be at the height of success. You could be at
Of
the
your
top
career.
of it all, and then still their moment of presenting an award is now overshadowed by
Here we go again.
a racial slur. So it's like not surprising. It's just you recognize patterns and you recognize what things, you know, society focuses on and what those in charge view as being valid and what's valid and who's really in control. Going into your example a little bit about Kanye West having a mental disorder as well, and which is just as valid as this neurological disorder, but not getting the same treatment with maybe similar situations.
It's weighed and scaled differently
Yeah.
across the public. So
So
I agree.
I guess wait, what happened, you know?
So
Wait,
what happened? Yep, that's the segment on wait, what happened? Because what happened? Goodness gracious. But yeah, man. So I think I felt like that was important for us to touch on. Definitely needed. I wanted to bring it not only to us but to you as the audience. If you guys have any personal opinions or comment, please leave it in our comment section. Share your thoughts. You are more than welcome. We're not going to censor you or anything you have to say. So share your thoughts, how you felt about it. And from there, we'll continue the conversation there.